Alright everyone, let's go ahead and talk about making Mesos in Maplestory 2. So this is something I've been doing quite a bit of over the last couple of days, and as you can see, I've saved up a little over 28 million Mesos so far. So I thought I would go ahead and share with you guys the methods that I have been using to make Mesos. So let's go ahead and get right to it, and let's start off with number one, which is going to end up being your daily missions. But it's not just your daily missions, you want to go ahead and make sure to do them a certain way. So if you open up your daily missions page, you're going to see there's quite a bit of them, and they're actually just about to reset right now. We've got 1 minute until the daily reset. There we go. And the ones that you want to focus on first are going to be the 3 categories on your right: Toughen Up, Get Rich, and Hoard Things. Specifically, if you're just looking for Mesos, the best category is going to be the Get Rich tab, and that is because you're going to end up getting these Meso mission boxes. You can end up getting quite a few Mesos from these, and I would say on average, if you end up doing all 3 of your Get Rich daily missions each day on your character, you're probably going to get an average of about 200, maybe 250,000 Mesos, which is pretty good considering that these missions probably only take you 3 to 4 minutes or so. So definitely do, at the very least, your Get Rich daily missions. Then I would focus on the Toughen Up and Hoard Things. Hoard Things is going to end up giving you Crystal Fragment boxes and Onyx Crystal Fragment boxes. And the Toughen Up category is going to give you gemstones, but also you've got that item in the middle, the Dryad Pet Random Capsule. I've gotten a few of these. This is going to contain pets, including the possibility of green and blue pets, even maybe purple pets in the future, but those sell for a lot. So Get Rich is probably your first priority, then Toughen Up and Hoard Things, and then afterwards I would focus on the Level Up, Seize the Day, and Be Fabulous. I would also try to get your 300 daily mission points as well. Each one of these quests is going to give you 30, so that's 10 daily missions. So if you did do all 3 of your Toughen Up, Get Rich, and Hoard Things, that's going to be 9. You only have to do 1 from the Level Up, Seize the Day, or Be Fabulous. So you can kind of go ahead and do this at your own pace, of course. You can do as few or as many daily missions as you want. But if you're looking to get as many Mesos and maximize your Meso gain, absolutely make sure, at the very least, to do the Get Rich tab. So now let's go ahead and move into the next Meso making method, and that is going to be your dungeons. But more specifically, a lot of people will tell you that dungeons are the best way to make Mesos, and they're not necessarily wrong, but there's a few things that people end up leaving out about making Mesos from dungeons. So first of all, you've got your actual dungeon reward boxes that you end up getting after you've cleared a certain number of dungeons per week. As you can see, I've already gotten all of mine. I've already done all my dungeon runs for the week. And you get quite a few Mesos just from these actual dungeon boxes. Take a look at this. If you look at the bonus rewards, you get 159,000 Mesos from the first few. And then it actually goes up. These ones will give you 212,000 Mesos. And then the final ones will give you 318,000 Mesos. So that's quite a bit of Mesos just from those dungeon reward boxes as well. You're going to get a ton of other really useful materials for your character, including more Onyx Crystals and Chaos Onyx Crystals. So absolutely, dungeons are massive. But it's not just the Mesos from these boxes that are going to be really, really good. You're also going to end up getting a lot of gear from dungeons. Normal dungeons are going to give you a lot of blue gear, and if you are somehow already geared for hard mode dungeons, you're going to get a lot of epic gear. Now, a lot of this gear is unbound, so yes, you can go ahead and you can end up selling it on the black market if you want. However, I wouldn't even really recommend doing that. What I would recommend doing is if you're trying to get a bunch of Mesos really quickly, or you're trying to get, you're saving up for something, I'll go ahead and show you guys. But normal dungeons are going to end up giving you blue gear. It's going to be the magical rune gear, or I think it's just called the rune gear for certain classes. Let's just go ahead and look up a piece. So magical rune, this is going to be for wizards. They're selling for around 25, 30,000 each. I wouldn't even sell each piece individually. I want to go ahead and buy a piece for a particular reason, and I'll show you guys in a second. So let's buy that magical rune top. Let's go ahead and end up getting it from the mail. And this is what you're going to be getting a lot of from doing normal dungeon runs. So I wouldn't necessarily sell it, because what you can end up doing is you can end up dismantling it and getting Onyx fragments. But more importantly, you're going to get a special kind of Onyx fragments, because there's 2 different kinds. And I'll go ahead and show you guys my inventory here. So let's go to catalysts. And as you can see, I have 1 pile of Onyx crystals here. Then I've got another pile of Onyx crystals there. Now they're technically the same, but they're also different for one really important reason. So the Onyx crystals that I have on the left side, if you actually look at the red text at the bottom, it says untradeable, unsellable, bound to not salt. This means that I can't trade them, I can't sell them, I can't even move them from one of my characters on the same account to another. I can't move them between alts or anything like that. It is bound to the character's name that it says it is. The one on the right, however, is not going to say those things. It just says unsellable, which means I can't vendor it, but I can trade it, I can move it between alts, I could sell it on the black market, which is really, really useful to know because the Onyx Crystal fragments that you end up getting from your daily missions, so go to daily missions, the ones that you end up getting from these boxes right here, the gold mission complete boxes, and even from the challenge boxes, all those Onyx fragments, you get quite a few of them, those ones are going to be bound, so you can't sell those for Mesos. Those ones are stuck on your character. However, the Onyx Crystal fragments that you end up getting from dismantling gear, and I'll show you guys right now, these ones are going to be unbound. So those ones are going to add to the category that I have on the right, and each piece of blue gear is going to give you 49 Onyx Crystals, and if you want to, you can end up selling those. So if you go to the black market, Onyx Crystals are selling for quite a bit right now because you are going to need a lot of them. Looks like they're around 475 each, close to 500, and every blue item is going to give you 49, so already that's almost 25,000 Mesos for every single blue item that you end up dismantling. It's going to be a lot easier to sell these Onyx Crystals as well than it is to sell every single piece of blue gear. So my recommendation, if you want to end up making Mesos from the gear that you get from your dungeons, I would dismantle it and sell the Onyx Crystals rather than selling the gear individually. There's a few exceptions, of course. If the gear that you get is really, really valuable or it's an epic that's selling for millions of Mesos, definitely don't dismantle that. But if it's just that regular blue gear that you end up getting from normal dungeon runs, if you can't use it, I would go ahead and dismantle it and then sell the Onyx Crystals. Now, a lot of people will actually say, don't sell your Onyx Crystals. They're going to be really useful for your character. You're going to need so many of them that you can't really afford to sell them. And these people are not wrong. You are always going to need more Onyx Crystals when it comes to enchanting your gear. However, a lot of people aren't at the stage where they're enchanting their weapon to plus 10, plus 11, plus 12, etc. A lot of people are stuck at the wall of just trying to get their epic weapon for their character right now in order to run hard mode dungeons. So I don't want to get too much into gearing because that was what the last video that I made talked about. But if you end up going to the dungeon directory and you go to hard mode dungeons, you need that gear score of 2100. The best way to get that gear score of 2100 is to end up getting your epic weapon from normal dungeons. And the problem is these epics are incredibly, incredibly rare. I'm at 60 dungeon runs and I still have not gotten one. So that is not how I've been making my Mesos. I have not been selling epic drops. If you do get one, congratulations, because they are very, very rare. But a lot of people are still working on trying to get their epic weapon. So if you have a bunch of sellable Onyx Crystals around and you still aren't running hard mode dungeons, you're probably not enchanting your gear. It might be more worthwhile for your character to end up selling those Onyx Crystals so that you can afford buying your epic weapon so that you can start running hard mode dungeons. So there's no one right or wrong answer. It just really depends on what your goals in the game are right now. So those are the more basic methods in order to make Mesos. And you can go ahead and take everything that I just said up in this video until now, and you can go ahead and multiply it even more if you do play alt characters. So I'll go ahead and show you guys my characters right here, and I actually do have some alts. Not very creative with the names, I know, but I've been leveling up some other characters, and everything that I mentioned right now, dailies and dungeons, you can go ahead and do that on several characters if you want to put in the time and the effort to do it. You don't have to, though. There's nothing wrong with just playing one character. Don't listen to people who say you have to play alts in order to play this game. That's absolutely not true. It's just something if you want to put in more time and more effort and get more rewards. Now, some other little money-making methods that people probably haven't really mentioned too much in videos are, first of all, if you guys have the premium club, then you can end up going to the premium dungeon and you can end up doing this once per day per account. It's a little hidden gemstone that a lot of people haven't really found out or figured out yet, and not many people have talked about it, but it takes 2 to 3 minutes and it'll give you about 200,000 to 300,000 Mesos. You can do this once per day. You can't do it per character, unfortunately, but you can still do it once per account, and that's a couple 100,000 Mesos in just a couple of minutes. Another thing as well has to do with pets. Now, one of the more expensive items that is selling very, very quickly right now, and I'll go ahead and show you guys on the black market, is the potion solvents. So if you guys are just a fan of grinding monsters and just killing things over and over to make Mesos, this is going to be the #1 item that you are looking for. That is because you need these potion solvents in order to craft snares, which you need in order to trap pets. So these potion solvents are very, very high in demand because everybody wants to catch pets for their daily missions and just to level up their pets in general. And they are selling for quite a bit right now, over 10,000 Mesos each. So if you guys want to just go out to the field and grind monsters and farm potion solvents, that's a pretty decent way to make Mesos. I haven't really done too much of this. I've done a little bit, but potion solvents are pretty rare. I get about 50 of them per hour, so that's about 500,000 Mesos per hour, which really isn't too bad. If you are a fan of grinding monsters, that's another option to go with that a lot of people haven't really mentioned, but who knows if the price of these is going to stay where they're at, especially with all the bots that are in-game right now. So most of the Mesos that I got was from dungeons and dailies, and yeah, that's what I've been doing to get the Mesos that I have. So anyway, I just wanted to go ahead and share with you guys these Meso making methods, and hopefully some of them helped you guys out. So if they did, please feel free to leave a like on the video. It helps out more than you can imagine. If you guys have any questions, comments, or any feedback, feel free to let me know. And of course, if you guys are new to the channel and you are looking forward to more Maplestory 2 videos in the future, consider subscribing. Thank you again, guys, and I'll mention very briefly, of course, we have a giveaway that is going for the month of October. So if you guys are interested in a $31 iTunes or Google Play gift card, link is in the description. All you have to do is be a subscriber to the channel. That'll give you 2 tickets, and then leaving a like or a comment on the YouTube video will give you a bonus ticket for 3 tickets, 3 chances in order to win. So it's a little giveaway we do, 1 per month. That's it, just as my way of saying thank you and giving back. So if you're interested, feel free to check that out. Thanks again, guys. Have a fantastic day, and until next time, this is Salt of the Salty Guild, signing out.